Alright, so back here on the 1978 Toyota pickup, going to be a bit longer video because I'm going to show replacing the wheel studs. And so after getting everything squared away, fitting my wheels, the clearance here to the fuel line, it's just way too tight. And so I'm going to run some spacers in the rear. I'll probably run spacers in the front as well just to keep the stance about the same, front and rear. You can see I already replaced this one. It's super long compared to the other ones. So I put the spacer on, and then you need a bunch of extra wheel stud in order to make sure that you get enough engagement with the lug nuts. And so the problem that I'll have is the existing wheel studs are a smaller diameter knurl. And so I'll have to do an extra step. So most of the time you can pound out a stud and then just run a new one in, maybe just slightly larger knurl. But the ones that I got they're too big. There's no way that I'd feel comfortable trying to run those in. They'll just end up seizing or breaking or doing something when I go to install it. So I will have to drill them out slightly. And so kind of a three-step process: pound out the old one, drill out a hole, and then run the new one in. So I don't really care about the old studs. If you wanted to keep them, you could run a nut onto here and then hit the nut instead of hitting the wheel stud, but I don't really care. So those come out, and then I'll grab the new one. So you can see, like, comparison wise, like the new one is much longer by about an inch, because I will be running a 1-inch spacer. And then you can see the knurl is also much larger. And I'm actually not super stoked about this knurl on these anyway. After I took one out, and this is the second one I took out, that looks pretty gnarly. Typically the knurling will stay on there a lot nicer than that. Those look just roached. So I mean, actually probably not even a bad idea that I'm replacing these. And so I got to get the new one in, but like I said, the larger diameter requires it to get drilled out. So this is sort of crappy. It'll be slow going in order to get this drilled. Alright, so got that through. Get some of the shavings out of there. Alright. And lube it up. You can lube up your bolt. And a couple of washers. And because these are so long, I'm going to run a couple of nuts on here as well, because those are gigantic. And then using a longer lug nut, that's it. So definitely want to use an impact. If you were trying to use something else, like, obviously drilling, going to do squat here, but a big impact's going to pull that through. And you can see that came all the way through, embedded nice on the other side. And so, slow process because I got to drill them. Like I said, typically you could just pound them out, run the new one in, good to go. Better to use the longer lug nuts. You get more thread engagement on those. So I got 17 more to do. So, alright, thanks. See you in the next one.